All right, everyone, here we go with Q3 of 2025. July, August, and September. One row for July, one row for August, one row for September. We clarify everything, right? You've seen these. I've been doing these for a while. Let me shuffle the deck for July. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's see where we're at here. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. I mean, I'm just asking about energies. I'm flying blind here. Admittedly, I know Lionsgate in August draws a line in the sand of some kind. I know in July, the big news is Uranus moving into Gemini. That's a big deal. That's huge. That's going to interact a lot with Jupiter and Cancer and all of those energies. I'm hoping that some empathy gets added to it because Uranus in Gemini without empathy is maniacal. We'll have to be careful. All kinds of things go on. It's like that Batman villain Two-Face, right? Where he's got one side's really handsome and the other side look like hell, that kind of a thing. So, but I feel, I'm disagreed with by a couple of energy readers, but I feel that some of the empathy from Jupiter and Cancer and the soulmate cycles, Cancerian energy, will help bleed into that. That's what I'm hoping anyway. September, I'm completely flying blind. I have no idea. That's half the fun of doing these readings, I suppose, right? Let's see where we go here. All right. Let's start with July right now. We just shuffled for July. Bottom of the deck, it'll be crossing July's card is the Five of Wands. What did I say? Big news, Uranus moving into Gemini. A little bit of conflict here. Clash of the Titans a little bit, but it's a very mild energy. Underneath that is the High Priestess. Let's see where we go here. Let's do it. July, what do we get? The Star. Yeah. It's a tower under there too. It feels like a conflict of interest kind of energy. You know what that is? Conflict of interest? Like your company wins the contest, but you own the company, so you're kind of cheating a little bit. You know, you're one of the judges, your company wins, and it doesn't really work that way, and your company sponsored the event. It's a bit of a conflict of interest there. Let's clarify. It looks like it's sort of like what I said for the full moon reading. A long-held personal goal comes to fruition. That is possible. All right, let's grab the witches and let's clarify the star. Something you've been waiting for a while shows up. Something you've been waiting to happen might happen. All right, in July. It is possible. I just don't like the Five of Wands and the High Priestess here. Underneath that, the Tower. It is a conflict of interest. What else could I say? It's got a few surprises to it, sort of a thing. Like, you know, you get it, but there's some stuff you weren't expecting. And I got some cards that fell on the floor, and I'm right, there's a High Priestess. Man, these just blew out of this damn deck. Let me tell you right now. The Queen of Wands and the Chariot. Oh. Okay, bottom of the deck is a Two of Swords crossing the Queen of Wands. July it's a good month. I like this. It's got a star on it, for fuck's sake. It's a good month. This is why it came up as Five of Wands here crossing. It's the mildest energy as it reflects back to me from the tarot. This is a superficial energy, and this is red with that, and this is crossing that, which is red with that. So it's sort of like July. You might be tempted to glaze over the details. The devil is in the details in July. Okay, please remember that. That's all I'm going to say. Take a long view, a short-sighted approach. You know, you're likely to just go fly blind into something without researching it first. I don't know. It could be dating. It's Steve's Love Tarot. It's probably something to do with dating. I'm not pulling on societal energies right now, so it's got nothing to do with that. It's just a case of you get something you always wanted to get, or something's about to happen that you always wanted to happen. Some kind of personal goal is coming to fruition, but you're willing to take something at face value that you probably shouldn't. So be careful about that, okay? Make sure, there's Two of Swords here. There's something you're missing. You see the blindfold, right? Take the blindfold off. Look deeper than just the surface in July. Okay, all right. Because that's where the truth lives, underneath. When you take the blindfold off, then you see how things really are. There's still some clouds there. You might want to work out some details. Don't sign any contracts in July unless you read the fine print. Always read the fucking fine print, okay? All right. That's July. Okay, fine. Well, yeah, we'll leave that one there. We'll put that there. Let's pull on August. All right, let's do it. We got to take that out. And we got to pull on August. So that's a star. Well, we'll remember that's a star. All right, here we go. August. What do we get? Let's talk about it. Let me shuffle for August. Now, August has Lionsgate in it. Lionsgate this year is very strong. Last year it wasn't. I didn't think it was that big a deal, and I was right. It wasn't. It came and it went. This year, it's drawn. It's another one of those years where it's drawn a line in the sand. It did that once before while I was here on YouTube. Might have been 21, might have been 22. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Some Steve Love Terrell super fan would probably know. Oh, it was the 2020. I have no idea. No clue. But I know it's another one of those, it's drawn a line in the fucking sand. Let's see where we go here with August. So we get something we've been waiting for a while. An offer, some kind of contract or something. Again, you're tempted to just surge forward to stuff you don't know. It's like a big lie of omission energy a little bit, okay? So make sure you dig deep. Make sure you read the fine print in July. Please. All right. Here we go. August. What you got? Talk to me about August. Well, the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. Okay. What's that crossing? What's the base energy? The Nine of Cups. Again. It's almost like, well, with the Seven of Cups crossing the Nine of Cups, it's I want to say, I know you want me to say it's too many good things, too many options. It's actually a confusion energy. You're not quite sure what to do. It is kind of, it might be for you too many options. I say, it's not always a good thing when the world is your oyster, because then you've got too many options. Which one do I pick, right? It's like my wardrobe. Everything's pretty much just black. So, you know, I don't have a hard time picking out my clothes in the morning. I don't have a hard time picking out my clothes in the morning. I know they tell you not to wear black because it keeps people away from you and things like that, but my energy is very attractive. I wear black and people still approach me. When I don't wear black, oh fucking hell. If I wear one of those colors that attracts me, I am screwed, you know. Might as well be the Beatles walking down the street. Everybody want to say hello. Everybody want to do this. I don't even know these fucking people. So I wear black to actually keep energies away from me. That being said, but you might want to be careful if you're someone who's trying to attract attention and trying to whatever. You might want to avoid wearing black too much. That said, it ties to this in some way. I don't know. I'm going to clarify it. I mean, I guess I'll clarify. Let's see where we go. Nine of Cups. Why is it here? Nine of Cups. Why is it here? When I say it ties to this in some way, it's sort of a, you got what you wanted, but you're not sure why. You're still either you're still unhappy or it's still not right. Something doesn't feel right about it. And I think as the timeline flows here, it shows that you only took the superficial value. You didn't dig deep. I think because I'm telling you, you will dig deep, and that might turn this into just, you know, a lot more options rather than just confusion. Okay? But if you don't dig deep here and read the fine print, yeah, you're going to be pretty confused a little bit here in August. Nine of Cups. Why is it here? Tell me more. Very interesting. Very odd energy here. Oh, okay. Well, bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. Can we escape swords on the crossing cards here? Which is crossing the center card I'll pull in red with the Seven of Cups. What's on top? Ace of Wands. What's the center card? Queen of Swords came back. That was underneath that. I told you these two tie together somehow. These 2 months. July and August. What's red with the Ace of Wands? The Fool. Again, it's almost like an opportunity shows up here, right? And this is the month where you execute it, okay? And no, I don't mean hook it up to the gallows and hang it. I mean do it, right? An opportunity shows up here, and this is where you do it, okay? Sort of a thing like that. Someone sets up the gallows here, and this is where you execute, okay? Either way, however you want to look at it, but there's this hesitation that's here. I feel it. It's all over the place. There's this go, let's do it, and there's some kind of hesitation here. I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to take this out, all right? And I'm going to clarify the Seven of Cups. the Lover's card was underneath this. So it has something to do with love. It's Steve's Love Tarot, and that's the Ace of Cups. I just shuffled it away one time, and that's the Ace of Cups. And the deck broke here at the Five of Swords. There's something, this has to do with love or somebody showing up. And this is where you make plans, for example, and this is where you go out with them. But there's hesitation here. There's confusion. It's not as great as you thought it would be. And that confuses you. It's never as great as we think it's, well, I won't say never. It's most often not as great as we think it'll be. That's why you need to stop putting expectations on things and outcomes. I don't mean be one of those people who just doesn't care. You can care, just don't care about the outcome. Care that you have a date with so-and-so, or that you're talking to so-and-so, right? But just don't worry about the outcome. It makes you very brave when you're like that, you know? All right, anyway, I'm going to clarify the Seven of Cups here. I need to. It's got confusion. Why aren't I enjoying this more? Maybe you're banging this person and you're just not enjoying it that much. But you feel like you should be. I don't know. Let's find out why you're confused. Why? Okay. Why? It's crossed, the Seven of Cups is crossed by the King of Swords. It's the Magician and the Ace of Cups again. It's an energy of somebody who did what they were supposed to do, but it's not going the way they thought it was going to go. Okay? And this is the byproduct, again, it could be a byproduct of not digging deeper here. Not asking questions here, right? Not asking the right things. This could play out, the star could be a lot of things. I don't know what you've been dreaming about, fantasizing about, trying to manifest in. I don't know. Whatever it is, it shows up. And you're not putting up enough resistance to it. There's something that's hidden. There's some question you're not asking. There's something that on the surface it looks great. It's almost like if you were buying a car, it's got a perfect paint job, but you didn't test drive it. It looks good on the lot, but you didn't test drive it. So then you go through all the paperwork and you buy it, and then you get in it and you start to drive home and it's like all clunky and you know, it's like the Sanford and Son truck, right? Remember that at the beginning? Old Lamont driving that fucking truck around, that old thing. I mean, it's like that. It drives horribly. I don't know. I have no idea what to tell you. It's a bit of that. It's like it's bridging energy out of Three of Cups. It's something you should be celebrating. It should be a great thing, but it's not. This is a byproduct of not digging deep over here. So, listen to me now, believe me later, hear me some motherfucking time. Dig deep in July, okay? Dig deep. Read the fine print. Whatever it is, whatever this star is to you, it's coming your way. And you're so excited to see it that you glaze over the details. And I blame a lot of energies for that. It's not just the Uranus deal. Anyway, okay. So that's that. Let's hit September. All right. We're gonna take. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. We'll take. Look at that. The Magician was under there. Yeah, it is an energy of some. It's almost a confusion. If there's any confusion here, it's you did everything you were supposed to do. You got what you thought you were going to get, and it just didn't go the way you thought it would. You know, it should be a beautiful thing, but it's not, and that can be confusing. Anyway, it's a byproduct of this. Pay attention just to July. Yeah, the details. September. What do we get? I don't know. Give me September 2025. Soulmate Cycle Energies Universe. Let's go. I think you're going forward with this anyway. It's just not going as smoothly as you thought it would. Why? Well, remember this Queen of Swords was underneath this Two of Swords. And I said take off the blindfold, and underneath it, bam, there's the Queen of Swords. Well, you didn't. If you don't, well, I won't say you didn't. You probably will now that I've told you, right? But if you don't take off the blindfold, then the Queen of Swords comes out here anyway. And you get to see all these clouds, but it's too late to deal with these clouds now because you're in the middle of it, aren't you? You've already jumped off the cliff. Oh shit, there was a parachute that was, oh, that's what was in the bag. Oh shit, but you've already jumped. It's too late, you know, that kind of a thing. Sometimes the Knight of Swords acts too quickly, acts rashly, makes decisions fast, you know. Slow down. Take the blindfold off over here, and this will all be fine. In fact, it should You should, if you take the blindfold off here, August should be the Magician, the Ace of Cups, and the fucking Three of Cups. A celebration energy on crack and a new beginning with somebody or something. Could be a soul's true purpose, I don't know. So your soul's path and shit like that. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. September 2025. Just want to make sure everybody's clear. I'm flowing with these, I'm learning as I go too. I'm flowing with these energies. This ain't fucking scripted, you know. I mean, as I figure this shit out, I share it with you. So don't worry, I'll always go back over things like I did. I'll make sure that you understand what's going on. But I told you at the beginning of this, I'm mostly flying blind here. All right, here we go. Mostly because Lionsgate's drawn a line in the sand right here. I don't even know what the fuck's coming out in September. I'm still shuffling. I have no idea. I haven't even thought about September 2025. Perhaps I should have. Five of Cups under as the bottom card. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Let's see. What's that crossing? Let's hope for a good card here. Well, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords comes back. This is a quarter that July. What happens in July comes back to fucking haunt you later. Why do I say that? Because that's a Queen of Swords. That's a Queen of Swords. Okay. There's something that needs to be taken care of here. There's something that you ignored too long, let go too long, didn't want to pay attention to, didn't want to see, hid your head in the sand. It's probably very emotional for you, right? I don't know. It could be a fucking health issue. I don't know. I'm just reading energy. But you let it go, whatever it is, emotional, whatever, a truth, you let it go too long. The truth was it's one of those energies where the truth is too hard to face, the lies are easier to believe, okay? It's the basis of all conspiracy type energies. The truth is all that math, that's too tricky. It's just space aliens. Okay, I mean, okay, the ray gun did it, right? That makes sense. Never mind all that calculus, right? So here you go. Five Cups crossing the Queen of Swords. It's something that you need to take care of. It's a separate issue from here, but again, if you don't set the precedent of paying attention to details, taking the long view, reading the fine print here in July, that bad habit will carry across over here. And now something biting you in the ass a little bit. And the horsey don't like it. Okay? And what is it? What's biting him in the ass? Well, we have to ask what's fueling the horsey, right? To see what's biting him in the ass. It's got to be truth, right? Temperance. Archangel Michael. Truth. You heal by facing a truth here. It's something emotional, could be a health issue, something you let go. Something where the truth was too fucking hard to face, so you just either put your head in the sand, it's not there, or I don't want to deal with it, or you believe the lie instead. Either way, it is what it is. All right? You set the precedent here in July. You want to be the person who reads the fine print and takes the long view. If you set that energy, then you get different outcomes. You'll notice that when I clarified the Seven of Cups, it's a different outcome if the Queen of Swords is over here instead of over here, right? And we get rid of the blindfold. Okay. Anyway, let's clarify. Queen of Swords. September is almost its own ball game. It's, it is what it is. The two queens are tied together in relation to the precedent being set, right? Where you say you either take the long view and read the fine print and ask the questions, or you don't. You take things at face value, superficial, blah, 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 off we go. Then you drive off the lot in the shitty car that looked good on the lot, for example, right? Or you go out with the person that talked a good game on the computer, but then when you meet them, right? Obviously, that picture was from 18 years ago, wasn't it? Something like that. Why does your picture look like an old Polaroid from the 70s? Oh, well, I like vintage cameras. Sure you do, old fucker. What the hell? All right. Queen of Swords, why is it here? Take the blindfold off in July. All will be well, you guys. Okay? You don't? It's a cascade effect. You're confused. Why didn't this go right? Well, all right. Come on now. Wow, they really, for these quarterly readings, it really makes me shuffle. Really got to shuffle a long time. The fickle old gal is very fickle. It's something with 4 of Cups. Look, I'm making this shit up. 4 of Cups, but I think this is an emotional issue. It's some kind of truth, something you refuse to face. I don't know. 4 of Cups. You weren't interested before. You're about to get very interested in it in September. Okay, and I'm not a fucking Time Lord. Might roll into October. I don't know. That's crossing the center card I'm going to pull, and all of that is read with this sad horse who's getting kicked in the ass by Archangel Michael with some truth. What's on top here? 5 of Pentacles. What did I say? Come on. Why am I your second favorite? 5 Pentacles. It's not like oh, Jesus. Unbelievable. Left yourself out in the cold. Again, you've let something go too long. We didn't water that tree. Look what happened. I don't know. Something you refuse to look. Ignoring a problem, emotional, physical, whatever, it doesn't matter. Ignoring a problem is a guarantee that it will come back and bite you in the ass later. And now it's a great blue heron biting a horse in the ass. Whew. There's a fetish picture for you. Anyway, I don't know. Sounds very Victorian. Victorians had some weird picked animals in weird outfits and stuff like that. A great blue heron biting a horse. That would be something they would do. Except the horse would be like half a skeleton or something like that. Center card, red with the very, very morbid, very, very death era. I tell you, it all went black when old Prince Albert went away. Anyway, she was very sad, Victoria. Center card, they had a lot of love, those two. Queen of Cups. I'm talking about Queen Victoria. Queen of Cups, the most love I could pull from the deck, and I just talked about how much love she had for Prince Albert. When he died, it all went morbid in the Victorian era. He was alive for the first part of it. It was just fine. Okay? Why am I your second favorite? Think about it. Unreal. Queen of Cups crossed by this. You're going to have to love yourself enough in September to face something, to look at something, to look at the fact that that cup is empty, or that cup isn't where you want it to be, or you're not sitting where you want to be. You want to be closer to the water. I don't know. This is going to play out differently for all of you. Just get the idea of what I'm saying here. What's red with the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Wands? September is your chance to get victory over it. According to the cards, actually, I'm not a card reader. I read energy, but the cards do reflect the energy. Let me make sure I'm right before I open my mouth. The 2 of Pentacles, yeah. And the Strength card, pulling up big boy, big girl pants. I'm thinking about whether I should say that or not. I'll phrase it. I'll take the safe. Nah, I don't want to take the safe route. Fuck it. You're not going to get another chance to take a look at this truth, whatever this is. I don't give a fuck. Fine, I was going to take the safe route and say, well, you might get another chance. I don't know. I don't read it that way. This is your chance to get victory on this, to fix this damn tree, come in from out of the cold, whatever it is, get your ass sitting where it wants to be sitting. You've got to face a truth here, a truth that you didn't want to look at before. You don't want to think about it, don't want to do it, don't want to whatever. Don't cheat yourself out of a chance for victory after a long fucking battle. All right? It is what it is. It feels very emotional to me because it's cups crossing here. Okay? So, there it is. Okay, let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. Let's grab the light seer. Wow. It all hinges on July. I say July. I honor my father sometimes. He always said it like that. July. I don't say it like that. I say July. But anyway, it all hinges on July here. And whether or not you're going to take the blindfold off and dig deeper. Look at the contract. Don't just buy something based on the pretty paint job. Don't just date somebody based on the pretty picture. Don't just go with somebody because they showed up and I've been waiting for you to show up and I'm so glad you're here. I'm just going to forget about the fact that you were an asshole. Don't. I don't know. I don't know how this plays out, but something's in the fine print. Okay? And it's a cascade effect. But however, this is kind of a separate issue here in September. Something you may have to deal with that you haven't had to deal with it. It says you could deal with it, all right, without too much trouble. Feels very emotional to me. Feels like pain, which is why I add in, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say it might be a health issue, because it feels like pain of some kind. Okay? I know with me, I tend to let toothaches go too long because I hate the dentist. I go too long. They always yell at me, why'd you wait so long? 'Cause Advil kept killing the pain. That's why. I get yelled at for it. I get a lecture. It's fine. So, you know, a little lesson for you here, I guess. I don't know. But it feels very emotional to me. All right. There's a lot of things we bury our head in the sand about. This is tied directly also to the Jupiter energy, Jupiter in Cancer, resonating with the Cancer energy of the soulmate cycle. It's very strong. It's very nice. It ends on a very nice note, right? It's good. It's not like we got a devil here. And I don't have a devil anywhere here. It's no big deal. All right, calm down. Freaking out. I don't have a devil on the table, do I? Wow. Isn't that nice? Final message for you from the universe. One card, the crossing card. Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords fueled by the Page of Wands. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Well, a little bit. I mean, a little bit. The only one who could screw up this entire quarter is you. Okay, it's really what it says. Look, it all starts in July. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It starts with a star. Let's just take the Five of Wands out of here. We talked about what it is. All right? Let's move it over here. It all starts in July with a star. This is all yours to fuck up. And I say that because the Ace of Wands is here, and it's right there too. It shows up on top of a Nine of Cups. You know, emotional, wish fulfilled and all of that. Either you set the right precedent here and dig deeper, or you don't. And that sets the wick on the whole thing. I think the universe has faith in you. I was going to say that. I was going to dig a little deeper. Yeah. Your empathy will serve you well. Do not. Listen to me right now. Listen to me now. Believe me later. Hear me some other time. And I don't care which side of whatever you're on. I don't fucking give a shit. Okay? At the end of the day here, Uranus in July is moving into Gemini. The last time that happened was 1942 to 1948. If you don't know what happened during that time frame, you might want to fucking buy a book. But I'm going to tell you right now, do not, under any circumstances, lose empathy. If you lose your empathy and you become an angry fucking crazy person, this can become very maniacal. Be careful. This energy. And I'm talking about in your personal life. You can become your own little fucking Hitler in your personal life here very easily if you lose empathy while Uranus is transiting Gemini. All right? And I'm just telling you that because the universe has some faith in you because you're showing up here as that. All right? It's nice. If you're that, empathy, very strong energy of empathy, then you're in complete control. You got the high ground. You're fine. You see how zen she looks? It's nice. Practice mindfulness. Things that are mindful. Meditation, law of pure potentiality, sitting in the silence, running, exercise, getting out in nature. Be the Queen of Pentacles and the witches with the sticks in her head and the robe sitting in the woods. All right? That's your reading. Empathy is your key. But also taking the blindfold off over here. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I truly do. All right. Good luck.